Senator Lidia Thorpe has resigned as Greens deputy leader after failing to disclose her relationship with ex-bikie Dean Martin. Her staff reportedly raised concerns about her dating the former Rebels boss while she was on the Law Enforcement Committee. Greens leader Adam Bandt says even he was in the dark about it until last week.
At a minimum, Senator Thorpe needed to disclose to me her connection to Mr Martin, and her failure to do so showed a significant lack of judgment.
Well, Amy Remakis is here to talk us through it. Amy, what more can you tell us about this?
Well, as you just saw, the relationship was first reported in the ABC, and it seemed to come as a surprise to even the Greens leader, Adam Bandt. They briefly dated in 2021 and remained friends, and Lidia Thorpe has said that, she should have declared the relationship, but she didn't, and she has now had to resign as deputy leader of the Greens in the Senate. But she hasn't actually been on the Law Enforcement Committee since the election.
Has the senator actually done anything wrong here?
There's the perception of wrongdoing, and it's based on the fact that people need to have trust in their politicians and their institutions. There is zero suggestion that Lidia Thorpe passed on anything that she learnt in that committee to Mr Martin, who doesn't have a criminal record, by the way, it has to be said. There's no suggestion of any wrongdoing. It is just the perception of wrongdoing. That being said, though, it's not the first time that there has been perception of wrongdoing by an MP in Parliament, and we very rarely see this sort of swift reaction. It's actually been quite a lot of accountability by the Greens and Senator Lidia Thorpe in acting this way.
And just on that, I mean, she has stepped down as the Greens deputy leader. Do you feel like that will be the end of it? At this point, it should be the end of it because we haven't seen any further evidence. There's no suggestion of any further evidence. And to be brutally frank, like in the list of transgressions that MPs have made in this place, this one is pretty low down on the list. We have had ministers who cover a portfolio and then go and work in the industry that they were meant to have overseen. We've had members of Parliament receive consulting fees while they're still members of Parliament before they actually go and work in the private sector. We've seen a whole lot of things happen and people have managed to hold on to all of their positions. So Lidia Thorpe accepting responsibility for what she says was an error of judgment, that she should have declared the relationship, and stepping down as deputy leader on the Senate to focus more on First Nations justice and what she wants to advocate for in the Senate is quite a lot of accountability. I mean, the Greens have certainly had a bit of a rise over the last 6 to 12 months. Do you feel like this is going to be quite a big problem for the entire party?
I don't think it's going to be a problem for the entire party because, if these things popping up are a big problem for the Greens, then the Liberal Party and the National Party and the Labor Party and One Nation Party should have been in a lot more trouble than they have been over the last couple of years. I think that there is a lot of focus on this because Senator Lidia Thorpe is a very outspoken Indigenous senator. She does not mince her words and she hasn't got a lot of friends in some places because of the way that she advocates. Whether there is anything bigger for this will be whether or not people really want to push it, but there doesn't seem to be anything to push.
Ames, thanks so much for the update and thanks for your time tonight.
Anytime.